Also, a lot of these niggas, they be like, they be up on this, let's get right, let's stop sagging, let's stop this overall thug subculture, let's stop the violence. We always been screaming stop the violence, you know what I mean, from the civil rights movement, etc, etc. But everybody's like, drop the pistol, drop the gun. That's like almost trying to tell outnumbered sheep in a war zone to disarm themselves. Like the demonstrations, when they went from demonstrations with the civil rights movement led by Martin Luther King, it was just like, it was very effective. It was very effective in the sense of assimilating and getting us into America past the second-class citizenship, which, like I said, legends should live or should die in order to see what they died for being carried out effectively. Well, in that case, a lot of their deaths is in vain. And that's just being real about it. Because social change and social expectation, the etiquette, is still at a low, to be honest with you. So I'm like, this philosophy of dropping a gun, that's cool. But like I said, you like telling outnumbered sheep to disarm themselves in the midst of a war zone where they are truly hated, truly stepped upon, being oppressed in an empire. Statistics have shown that a lot of races, nationalities in the near future is going to increase. Then, to be honest with you, the so-called Negro, the Black Americans, their progression population-wise is not as fertile as it needs to be. It actually decreases. So with that being said, we are totally outnumbered and we are slowly decreasing instead of multiplying. In a society, seeing what the true story is, assimilation is not really key. Exodus is the key. We have to get exiled. We have to get out of here. But it's just similar to Moses coming to Egypt to free the Hebrews then. History repeats itself. We need to come up out of Babylon, our nation that has us oppressed and enslaved once again. But we refuse because therefore we are oppressed, but deceived, blind, confused, and also spoiled in the empire. So who wants to come up out of that? Will Moses come and say, come out of here, my people? Who's gonna move? Who's gonna budge because of that? Instead of trying to kill the subculture all the way, the only thing I agree about killing about our subculture that we created here in America, all this thugness, pants sagging, this is my closing note, my final note. Instead of killing that, that is not killing us. What is killing us, of course, is each other. So if we can turn them guns, keep the militancy, because truth is going to bring war. We tried the dialogue. We've been knocking on the door for how long? Asking politely to be let in. But it becomes a time when they are reluctant, let alone reluctant, they don't let us in. When comes a time when we bust this door? We have to gain everything, and historically, besides Gandhi and what they did, and that had its own social matters included into it, and situation, was gain. Every time we wanted to gain our freedom, our justice, our citizenship, or whatever it was waged in war, militancy. It had to take that type of strength to get such a situation where there's so much hatred towards the truth now and hostility towards the truth. I'll be a lie to you if I say a peaceful movement is going to get us out of here, and that's just raw truth. Because if it would, they'd hear it immediately. My people needs to hear it immediately and wake up. But once the truth hits the enemy immediately, is he going to abhor it, become hostile towards it? And us being in such a delicate situation as we is, we then multiply. Don't drop our subculture of the hardness, the militancy. We can't. Because if you peep the situation, we need to get up out of here, like I mentioned in My People Sleep. build a republic, build our own. We are a people. Knowing who we are is prophesized that we have our own. It was stolen from us. We need our own. It was deprived from us. So we need to create our own. I said peaceful speaking still on the midst of that, knocking on the door, trying to do it in an innocent way, demonstration, a harmless way. Civil disobedience is what they call it. Trying to do that for years and years, and still I'm sitting here telling you that that isn't going to work, but I'm still a man of heart, Prince of Peace, here for peace, in the midst of war, ready for war, but I come still trying to dialogue. Give us something. It's been stated and quoted also by Tupac Shakur, we have nothing here as African Americans, as black people. We have nothing, no little Africa. Like you got Chinatown, all this other nature, you know, everything has been, they have capital, resources. I'm going to be honest with you. We help run their resources. Yeah, we may work for a few of their resources here and there, have a couple of what they call blood money within the minorities, within the black community, but we don't have a black community. History has proven what happens when we finally do get areas such as this. It gets degraded and toppled very quick. So what we need to do, still dialoguing even in the midst of America. But to be truthful, the harsh reality just seems like a house that's in flames. A house that's just an inferno blaze that we need to really just exit out of before it's too late. Populate right now. If anything, if any lesson that is going to be taken from this is to populate. Don't drop the subculture of keeping soldiers, but stop killing each other. Let's multiply amongst each other as a people, as a nation, come together and unify in strength, helping each other, brethrenship, true charity, come together in that sense and form. Then the education will come along and trying to better ourselves. But before the education and before anything, we have to take heed to the truth of who we are. At least believe in that, on who we are. If we ain't gonna do no research about it, we just gonna take what is given in textbooks and in elementary classes for years that they've been feeding us, the same bottle we've been drinking from with their formula that they have conspirated and made for us to drink. We just been feeding. We do not want to do any type of scholar search within ourselves individually. We have took it, what they have given to us. If you don't feed yourself, the enemy will feed you anything. Always remember that. And if you have true belief in that, that's where you stand firm. If you believe in what I'm telling you, if anything, take the time to find out who we were. And if you don't even find out at the peak, the apex of who we were, you will still find out that we've been lied to. So before we talk about this nonviolence, drop the gun, let's get together, stop sagging, trying to kill all this culture, why don't we tell and figure out who we are as a people? That's going to eliminate a whole lot. That will even probably make us even stand taller. A lot of these behaviors as far as kids sagging, bagging, thugging, cussing, doing this, doing that is because they're inferior and they have insecurity amongst themselves. Don't you think that give them a reason of self-determination and to exist if you enlighten these people on who they truly were? Find out who they truly were and not what they told you. Just knowing that we was on these borders first as a dark-skinned nation. May be the Moors, we may be the Hebrews, is a mixture. But who we are and how much dominance we had, still are capable of having, we need our own nation. So that's my final closing note on that. Before you tell them to drop the gun, tell them to figure out who you are. Maybe then we'll keep the gun in our hand, but with a whole entire different mind frame. Because it's going to result into a violent movement. But I pray and I always brought peace first. So Yahweh, y'all. Once again, for promotion purposes, check us out. Siafu rising forever. Despite all the changes of the world, that's inevitable, the growth. Check us out, God Soldier 99, Pernell Brown, aka Levi on Facebook, myself, Stefan Shabazz, you check us out. Herschel Zena Biglow, check her out. And let's just keep on striving for progression and stay productive, man. People's out, for real. We're trying to drop that real, true, soulful stuff. And just straight truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may make even myself feel or the world feel, you know. If it's His will, then I do it. And that's that. Peace.